installed as a host now because I don't have the email. I had to give you the email, like a crappy version of it, and I don't want to give you like the actual email, like the actual cool, really cool words that I wrote. And so now that you got the crappy version, it's all over with, man. Just not this transmission though. This transmission is not over with, so don't go anywhere where you think you're going. You didn't think I was done yet. You know I wasn't done yet. So let me get into the freaking let me get into like the introduction. Let me introduce the transmission real quick. Making you aware of what I'm thinking is my number one mission. It's my number one goal to make sure that you know what I'm thinking, so that you can have the awareness. So that you can have the awareness of like what I'm thinking, and what I'm thinking that you might be feeling. So let's talk a little bit about what I'm thinking that you might be feeling. Because while I'm talking about what I'm thinking about what you might be feeling, I want to make sure that you know as well that I want to talk about what I'm talking about, what I'm thinking about, what you're feeling. So anyway, that's just basically like, I think that's only like two of the five senses. So we haven't even scratched the surface or covered the rest of the spectrum. You know, I can't leave that many of the senses lonely and feeling alone. So I need you to participate in the freaking sense of smell, and then just take a big whiff, and then experience the smell, and it's gonna help because it's gonna give you some oxygen and some air, but that unfortunately doesn't have anything to do with one of the five senses, so it doesn't apply here because I'm only focused on making sure that the five senses are well taken care of, and that I'm manufactured, covering all bases and satisfying the five senses. So it doesn't matter if you do. It doesn't matter if you breathe or not. You don't have to breathe. It's not a requirement. Breathing is not necessarily a requirement. You don't have to do that. It's not important. You don't have to do all that stuff. That's extra. That's very extra for sure. So if you get to it, if you breathe, that's fine. If you don't breathe, that's fine too. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. But I just want to fill the freaking space with something here, because if the space is like empty and just left empty, well, then it's basically not good anymore. My catchphrase and my slogan and my thing that I always say is that empty space should never be left empty. There should always be something that fills the empty space. That's what I always say. And it's good too, because you're gonna come here, hang out. We're gonna make arts and crafts, and then we're gonna figure out how to talk about what we're talking about, what we're thinking about, what we're feeling. And if there's time, you can breathe. If there's time, you can take a deep breath. But if there's not time, don't worry about it. It's not a requirement. It's not important. Breathe. We don't need to breathe in order to complete the task. Sorry, I just accidentally breathed. I'm apologizing. I'm sorry. is important to cover the bases. We want to cover all the bases here. We want to make sure that we cover the sense of feeling, because I want to get into this philosophical thing here. This is the philosophical portion of the transmission here. That technically, speech is this sense of feeling. Because if I'm vibrating with any kind of bass, then my body can feel it. My body can feel the bass, and and even if I don't have a deep voice, if I'm like a woman or something with a really high pitched voice, then then at that point, it's still debatable whether the sense of feeling is interacted with and engaged with to have the high pitched voice vibrate my brain. Like the bass filled notes and the deep voices might be the only way to really actually say that I'm vibrating my body, where I can feel the vibrations all the way down to my fingertips and all the way down to like my toes. If I use a really deep voice or a deep pitched vocal exercise. But if I'm doing a high pitched voice, then I bet this is what's happening. I think this is what's going on. I think that this is what's happening. Here's what I think is happening. I bet if I use a high pitched voice, that it only vibrates my brain, or it only plugs into and taps into the vibrations up high on my brain, and where my squishy gray thing is, my computer. But anyway, so like I was saying, we have other things to worry about. We don't have time to focus on that. We have to focus on everything all at the same time. We don't have time. No one has time. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody cares. So I have to freaking move on to the sense of smell. I don't care if you're I don't care if you're getting oxygen or not. I just care if you're smelling something. You have to be able to tell me if you're smelling, if you can smell the whatever smells there. And that's really cool. But then of course, after those three, we only have 2 more to go. So don't worry, we're almost there. But it just won't have anything. Being almost there has nothing to do with me finishing talking or me finishing the transmission. So technically, you have nothing to get excited about, because I'm just referring to one part of this transmission. I'm not referring to the whole actual transmission itself. So if you have eyeballs and you're not blind and you can see things, then you can you can use that one too for stuff. But if you are blind, don't worry about it. It's fine. You can still describe it, but I'm not gonna torment you and torture you in that way until you get here. When you get here, then I can torture and torment you in the aforementioned ways and formats and styles that I would like to give you the introduction for. So let me start the introduction, guys. Okay, here it is. So the sense of taste is the only thing missing. So here's what I want you to do. Okay, as long as it's not a Tide Pod or a battery or anything that everybody knows that you're not supposed to, and everybody knows through viral video and through the news that you're not supposed to consume. Just grab any old thing, grab a piece of, stick your hand in your pocket and pull out a piece of pocket lint and put it in your mouth and tell me how it tastes. And then tell me if it tastes good. And then we will have all the bases covered, guys. I'm real excited and freaking have that be the end of the transmission. I gotta go. Goodbye.